Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Right now I want to discuss my situation with dealing with my altar, my voodoo altar. Voodoo, Santeria, however, which I just say voodoo because that's the culture in which I come from, dealing with being from Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? And my people being Haitian, I just kind of relate to the word voodoo, but I mean Santeria because I do offerings to Ogun and Oshun, and that's, which they have, the entities are in each practice, you know what I'm saying? Ogun, like say for instance, you got Legba in voodoo, and it's Elegua in Santeria, but they both the same entity, the trickster that watches the door, you know what I'm saying? The door opener between the seen and unseen. But I also want to speak on my altar as far as like, I know a lot of people wonder about like, moving, you know what I'm saying? Like I just moved from Baton Rouge to California and about like how to which I preserve some of my things with my altar, but it's all intuitively what you feel, you know what I'm saying? Like in my head, Ogun, Oshun, like don't forget Oshun, like don't forget my amber, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget my little picture, my veve, like Ogun, I didn't have to bring all the tools because I knew I was gonna get more medals and stuff to offer and put on his altar. But it's just moving with it intuitively, you know what I'm saying? But I basically took the most I could take, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing too, like say for instance, it ain't like, but it's all on how you, like I say, how you deal with the deities, you know what I'm saying? In the sense of, are you initiated under them or do you work with them? You know what I'm saying? I work with them, so it's not that backlash that people get that's working under deities. When you work under deities, man, you better listen to everything that you, matter of fact, because it's a part of your inner psyche, but you better listen to everything that you feel you hear from that deity, you know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, it could go in a quote unquote bad way, in a way you might not like, you know what I'm saying? That's why, be careful with dealing with the voodoo again, or Santeria, or whatever, dealing with the deity, especially Palo Mayembe, you know what I'm saying? That's serious, heavy, you know what I'm saying? Deity work, but, you just want to be careful as far as like, you want to work with the deities and not initiate yourself under. I mean, which, to each his own. Some people grow up around families where they uh, worship Ogun or this family, they more about Oshun and you come under that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but the more powerful, you know what I'm saying, to be a god, like, to be the god that you are and work alongside your what I call brethren and sister deities, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to put yourself on that level that way it doesn't have that type of backlash, and you're still working and you know, getting things done, working with the entity, the deities, which is in essence, a vibration or program that's not only, something that been there, but something that's inside of you also. Because like I always bring up, like how certain deities dealing with voodoo and Santeria is associated with your chakras, like Oshun with your sacral and your solar plexus, you know, your legba with your pineal gland, the door opener, the those clair abilities that allow you to hear, see, associate with the unseen. You know what I'm saying? That's the powers of Papa Legba. But you know, just when moving, I know me myself personally, I brought a few cams. I mostly try to bring some of my pictures also, you know what I'm saying? Because the pictures you're trying to create, you know, is a place that's conjuring up a focus of energy, you know what I'm saying? Because in essence, what an altar does is, is it's basically like phase conjugation. It's like or what they call plasma, you know what I'm saying? Plasma implosion, but it's basically like creating uh, almost like a plasmic field, you know what I'm saying, of energy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why altars end up getting that, that powerful vibration, or when somebody come in your house and they're like, ooh, like I felt that altar, like I feel the energy around this altar because you constantly meditating and conjuring up focus and you know, and if you're calling out to deities, at your altar, that's kind of like your little contact area, kind of like a little, almost like like a little phone, like a spiritual phone, you go to it, make a phone call, in which it is not just in channeling, but you could just do your quiet mind meditation also, however you want to do it. But you know, but and another thing too, like dealing with my experience with my voodoo altar, I have downsized the amount of deities that I was working with. I remember at one time I was trying to do about six of them, you know what I'm saying, trying to spread it, like, all right, I'm gonna work with this deity for this deity for that, this. But then I started to realize it was spreading too thin as far as like the energy that I was putting into working with those deities. So I had to, you know, like downsize and make sure I could put more energy and work more with certain deities, you know what I'm saying? Almost like with doing anything, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing too much and you're spreading yourself thin, you're not maximizing the true power that you could, you know, unveil with the situation, because you're doing too much. You're spreading energy here, 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 instead of working right here, here. You know what I'm saying? Like I downsized my altar to just offering and working with Legba or Legwa, Oshun, and Ogun. My last deities I had were Gay and Bawan but that's the two that I stopped. I kind of felt like, dealing with Legba and opening the doors to the seen and unseen, it was just gonna, how could I say, some dealing with some deities it get a little redundant, you know what I'm saying? Or like say for instance back when Simon did with indigenous Masonic magic and also dealing with understanding about death and stuff like that. But if I'm connecting with Papa Legba, I could connect with any entity in essence to get that type of knowledge or type of information. You know what I'm saying? Like Bama Sam, there would only be the right choices if that's what the deity that really resonates with me, you know what I'm saying? Which it is and it does, but between, Legba, Oshun and Ogun, it was like, all right, it's a little redundant. I'm like, I'll just, you know, speak and associate with a Legba. I mean with Legba, you know what I'm saying? But and it's all intuitively how you feel. Because say for instance, I could have been moving my altar and someone would have told me, like if I had been leaving something behind, someone would have told me, do not leave that behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, something will hit you like strong, like, you better not leave my amber. And that's so soon, that vibration saying, hey man, if you want things to work, you know what I'm saying? However the situation may be, you want to bring this with you, you know what I'm saying? But the deities, you know what I'm saying? It'll be like a hunch, a hit, like a gut feeling, intuitively, where you're gonna feel, how to work with your altar, you know what I'm saying? But like matter of fact, last night, I mean yesterday, and speaking of channeling, I may bring up channeling in this video too. But coming across Saint Michael, Metatron, you know what I'm saying, or San Miguel, with some of the Hispanic people may call it. But matter of fact, it's like that channeling, because channeling may not necessarily always be, straight up direct talking communication, but also through people in different experiences and situations, deities talk to you in that way, where they got this Santeria shop in a swap meet, and I'm always finding myself walking around there. And I had a sign that like already I'm listening to videos that's talking, bringing up uh, Metatron, and that's what without me looking for. 'Cause that's another thing when I could tell deities trying to contact me or talk to me, whenever the information or something comes to me without me trying. You know what I'm saying? But the different videos is bringing up Metatron, and then I go to the Santeria shop, and the first candle that catches my eye is the one for Saint Michael, for the Archangel Michael, for San Miguel. So I was like, So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna buy this candle, and start working with it. But that's how, how communication with spirits and deities work, and, channeling on that level. Cause say for instance, you may like feel like, all right, I want to channel. Matter of fact, which had happened with me with Bruce Lee with the situation where I'm listening to Brother Panic, talk about him contacting, Bruce Lee or whatever, you know. The next thing you know, I walk into a store, and then I see a little bottle, some type of drink that got Bruce Lee on it. It's made, manufactured or pushed by his daughter or whatever. But it's like and that's the thing. You'll see like you'll go to, all right, feel like you're connecting to Michael Jackson or seem like you're trying to contact you. And you'll know the first thing you go out or something, somebody have a Michael Jackson shirt on, or somebody will pass playing Michael Jackson in cars like multiple times, you know what I'm saying? That's the deity trying to contact you, you know what I'm saying? Trying to give you a sign. Matter of fact, them omens, you know what I'm saying, in essence, to try to get you to even connect even more. Because the best way, which I'm about to start doing, which I admit I slack on that level, where as far as going into the dream world, getting enough of sleep, and contacting where you can lucid dream and really contact these deities. Because for the most part, that's where you really contact is either in deep meditation or or in the dream realm. You know what I'm saying? The dream realm is where you get all the things that you need to know, all these little signs and symbols that allow you to do what you gotta do in this physical dream world. You know what I'm saying? In this 3D dream world. But you definitely wanna not to get off subject, you know what I'm saying, but dealing with entities, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, just take heed to all the little omens that come to you from whatever that person, that deity, whether it be voodoo or Santeria or ancestors or any deity in general, you know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be signs that come at you, It's gonna be like Ogun gonna be like, hey bro, I think I might need some metal on my altar, my brethren, you know what I'm saying? So therefore you put some metal on on your altar, because that's what you feeling that vibration, as far as like you feeling that that's something that needed to be done. And that's something that really, in essence, needs to be done, because that's why you got that channel. But like I say, you work with your altar how you feel you should work with y'all. But with intuitive, I ain't saying all willy nilly. Of course, Oshun, Ogun, these different deities are associated with different colors, different vapors, different things. But you work with it in a way what makes you feel comfortable, intuitively, and what how you feel you're being guided to deal with this. As a matter of fact, just too, and I just looked up a little fact too, like showing how the West African, where the Santeria, the Voodoo, you know what I'm saying, the Yoruba, comes from West Africa, you know what I'm saying, derived. Yoruba came from West Africa and turned into Voodoo and Santeria, through the separation of the peoples, and matter of fact, the discrimination of peoples within their own self, and not purposely, because through the slave trade and other things, you know what I'm saying, they were forcefully separated in essence, and then it became like a beef, like where you got Haitians and Dominican Republic on the same island, but they like so culturally different and try to be culturally different. And certainly, and when I say try, like, people quote unquote hold on to their culture, but in some cases, holding on too strong to your culture is almost like not saying discrimination, but it's almost like neglecting and not associating with other people who are obviously you can. We're all melanated people. You know what I'm saying? You got a melanated person that may speak Spanish, a melanated person that may speak Portuguese, a melanated person that may speak Aboriginal, a melanated person from Europe, wherever, you know what I'm saying? But we're all over the place. But I looked at like how, they have states in Nigeria that's still named after these deities. You got a state called Ogun, you got a state called Oyo, and a state called Oshun. Like, in matter of fact, they're right by each other in Nigeria, West Africa. You know, that just goes to show you, we all connected. So when you see somebody, ah, yeah, Santeria, this and that, voodoo, yeah, I like, bro, it's like we all kind of on the same page, basically just using different little linguistics to talk about and use the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's where getting your ancient understanding is what brings us together. It's not stopping at this little stop point right here. It's going further because the real answers is further. When you get answers from somebody, do you stop at the person who got the story from the person who got the story, or do you try to find the story from the source? You know what I'm saying? And which situation makes sense, you know? But that's it. Matter of fact, now I'll show y'all my altar right quick, to show y'all how I got transition to move. Y'all see my little cone? Got my candles, incense, got my crystals, and also your crystals amplify the vibration. Got my cane for leg bar, you know. But like I said, you move your altar any way you can, you know what I'm saying? But just make sure you're intuitively working with the deities, with the spirits, and making sure you're doing you know, what they what they see fit in the essence of what you feel intuitively is right. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, these are vibrations that's not only, not necessarily outside you, but they are deities, you know, and vibrations that's outside of you, but it's also within you, you know what I'm saying? They're also manifestations of your chakras. So, it's almost like, going within, you know what I'm saying? That underworld is within, it's not outside of us. You know what I'm saying? So peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now.